thank you so much for inviting me to this beautiful event. I come to this event, this is I think the second year or third year? Third year, right? So I've been here, I think all of the events, and the language is so beautiful, right? I know one of the brothers mentioned that, when you're coming from a different country to US, it's your identity. You bring your culture, you bring your language, you bring, that with you here. But I think the other thing to note that's also equally important is that in school, we have a curriculum called in language, right? I'm from New Jersey. I'm born and raised in New Jersey, but my parents are from Bangladesh. Unfortunately, my husband and I speak the same language, so we can't get away from that, right? We fight in the same language. So my parents are from Bangladesh. Just like in India, there's so many different dialects, right? When you go into Bangladesh, there's so many different dialects, and my parents are from Sylhet, so we speak Sylhet, both my husband's side and my side. So it's interesting, but my kids, they can understand it, but because, I think someone mentioned because they're here and they're so prone to school and English, that's their core language. Their first language is English, and second language is Bangla, which is more Sylheti, but they don't speak it as much as I would want it to be spoken. But I also think it's because, when you have elderlies at home with you, it's more, you adapt to it, the language more frequently because they speak it to the younger kids in their native language. And unfortunately, I live very far away from my family, so it's something that, I wish I had. With that being said, I know, going back to the language in school, the curriculum, I took, 2 years of Spanish. I can speak Spanish, some bits of it. But I think you mentioned, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I was able to write in Spanish, I was able to read in Spanish, and I haven't used it in so long that I think I lost, a big chunk of it. But if someone's talking, I still can capture bits and pieces because some of the words are universal, right? I say the universal words, right? And then emotions are involved. So it's not always necessary that you have to speak the language to understand someone. I think by just motion, the movement, the motions, just like someone was singing the songs, you can kind of understand it. You don't have to speak their language. So I think, again, like I said, language is so critical, it's so important. We are continuously to capture it, and I think I heard so many languages today, and Franklin is very inclusive, it's very diverse in language. So it's always proud for me when I hear we have 40 plus languages, and it's continuous, it's happening more and more as our people are coming in and staying in Franklin because of our beautiful atmosphere and our parks and our people and our council people, right? We have amazing council people here. So I think, and it's one of those things where we are proud to say that we have that much languages in Franklin because we are very inclusive, and events like this are very true to our hearts because I think, we try to attend those events to make sure that we're well represented in our town. So again, Bala invites me every year to this, and I always accept it. And this beautiful wife is right here. But I didn't hear from her, so she can't speak, or she just chooses. She chooses. You're up next year. But thank you again so much for having us here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the pizza. I hope it's still hot. Yeah, and thank you again.